I'm speaking with World War II veteran Abe Rosenzweig. Thank you for your service, Abe. Would you like to share some stories with us?
I served in the United States Coast Guard. I got in at 1943, and I spent 9 months training until we got a brand new ship that we picked up in the Chesapeake Bay. And from there, we went to Pearl Harbor by way of the canal. When we got there, we did some training, and then we were told we were going through an invasion. The invasion was Kwajalein Island, the Marshall Islands, which was January 31st of 1944. I already had a landing craft, and I already had my rank, which was coxswain, which is Petty Officer Third Class. And we invaded the island, and on the second night, my boat got broke down on the beachhead, and I stayed overnight on the beachhead. And the firing was going on quite a bit. They were shelling the island, noisy as anything. And finally, noise stopped about midnight. And while my boat was broken down, my crew and I fell asleep. And 2 hours later, we were awakened by a soldier saying that there's something coming from out of the water toward our shore. We manned our machine guns, and as the boat came closer, all of a sudden, a lot of firing came from that little boat, and all of us on the beach fired back at the little boat. It turned out there were 5 Japanese guys making a small counterattack. Then the next morning, my crew and I were walking more inland to see if we can do any help the guys and soldiers. And what happened was, as we got closer, the soldiers kicked us away and said, the fighting is too hard right here. You better leave. Go back to your boat. And when we were watching them putting the bodies in the bag, that's the first experience we ever had with seeing the dead bodies.
Do you have any other memories that you'd like to share with us?
I was with a couple of the soldiers walking along inland, and we came across a concrete bunker. And they were firing at the bunker and getting shot at the bunker. Well, they were behind a large post, and they're getting fired. They didn't know what to do. So, being not experienced, I asked for a hand grenade, and I threw it. That was my own experience on that. And they couldn't get them out, so they finally called one of the soldiers to get the flamethrower. And the flamethrower got him out, but the screaming stayed in my ears for many years. It was terrible.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
I got the order to follow a lieutenant. He was taking unexploded shells and bombs off the island, and I was supposed to help him. They would bring the unexploded shells on my boat. We will dump it in the ocean. So I was with him for a couple of days. We brought a couple of little hand grenades, a big concrete block with powder or something in it. We were worried about the whole time. But as time went on, we loaded our boat, and we brought it out in the ocean and threw it into the ocean. Went back and did some more work on the island. And I said goodbye to him. 3 days later, I hear the news. He didn't make it. They found pieces of him, and they found his dog tag. I felt so bad. I cried. It was terrible.
Thank you for your service, Abe.